All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live, and we're going to go ahead and do some work today on creating a pen icon. Yesterday, if you look at this, we were in 1617 period 1, digital doodle. I think we were going to grab one of these pens. I'm going to right-click, open with GIMP. This is why GIMP's incredibly important for everything that we do. And is another reason why we started that as a 6th grade course. So, what I'm going to do is, you guys can, which one of these do you like? Feather, brush, Stilo pen, or pencil? So you're going to go Windows, New Toolbox, Windows, Dockable Dialogues, Layers. You always need these up. I'm just going to go with the feather just because it has the rainbow of colors on it. So I'm going to go get my crop tool, and this is actually nice. There's actually a little box around it already. And I'm going to double click, and now I only have the feather. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is right click, add the alpha channel, and now I can actually go and take the lasso tool and start cutting this out. You just go around the edges of the feather, parts that you want. I'll go around here, get a little tail around it. And you come back to the first dot, you get a little dashed line, you hit select invert, you hit delete, and there is my pencil, okay? And I really don't like the tail on it, do you? I think we just need the feather. How about that? So what I'm going to do now is just go get my, I actually probably, I could go get a rectangular tool and just start cutting this stuff apart. See what I'm doing? I can just put some rectangles in here. There's other ways of doing it, but this is how I do it. I just put some rectangles in here till it's all gone, and that's my pen. Okay, how's that look? Looks pretty good. If you want, I could color pick this white and hit delete, and now it'll get rid of that stuff, and that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and crop it down, get it as tight as I can to this frame. And that is now my pen. Okay, File. You're going to go Export As my feather.png, and you're going to go through this conversion process here. Export. You know, I have to hit that swipe. Make sure this Save Color Values for Transparent Pixels is off. People from last year know that. Students from who I'm new to don't know that. You want to hit Export, and that will export that. Now, let's go see what it looks like. You upload, choose a file, and go in here, Innovators, Feather. See it? See how it's white? But what? Guess what? It's not going to be white when I put it in here. And there's my feather. Okay? Now, there is one thing I want to do here because my feather is an easy name to remember. The eraser. Do you guys remember the eraser? Nope. Where's the eraser button? Here it is. That is hard to remember. So what I'm going to do now is go into my file folder, and I'm just going to change this name to eraser, because we're going to have to know these names in code when we switch them. Are you guys with me on that? Okay. So you need to keep these names pretty simple. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this, and I'm going to click on eraser icon. I'm going to hit delete. And now I'm going to go to my picture, upload, choose a file, and now I'm going to put in my eraser and hit OK. All right. Okay. So, what were your ideas? What were your concepts of when we go to the feather and when we go to the eraser? Okay. So if you click on the eraser, you're going to get eraser, right? All right, so let's do that now. If you drag, what picture do you get? The pen. So let's go ahead and do that. Does everybody understand that? When you drag, it's got to go back to the pen. When you click on eraser, yeah, whoa, 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 wait a second. What's that? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can somebody do me a favor? Can you fill this up with water? I'm thirsty. All right, so we got to think about this because if I would do it on the drag, it's going to give me the pen every time I drag, and you're going to have to drag your finger to erase. Are you with me? So I think we ought to do it like this, right? Let's go to blocks. Okay, if you select a color number, right? Thank you. If you select a color, and by the way, let's go get mystery at. Where's my mystery? By the way, you guys know that you can hit control and reduce all this? Okay. Here's mystery. Is there any way to get this larger? There we go. All right. So there's my mystery button. So when we click on the mystery button or any one of these colors here, are you guys with me on that? I want to change that icon, which is, what was the name of the icon? Image Sprite Pen Eraser. Okay. So down here, you're going to go into Image Sprite Pen Eraser, and you're going to say, look for something that can change that image. Heading, height, picture. I don't see image, but I see picture. Do you guys see picture? Okay. So you're going to set this to a picture here. All right. And then what picture are we going to send that to? Well, we need a text. So you go get a text box, because now you need to know the name of your picture. And do we know the name of our picture? Yeah, we do. We go back in here, and there's eraser.png, and then there's myfeather.png. So that's why I made that simple. Now you're going to go to text, and this is going to be my, was it capitalized? Was myfeather capitalized or lowercase? It's lowercase, okay? So you got to get it exactly right or it won't work. This is myfeather.png, okay? And then I'm going to copy and paste all this, and every time you click on a pen, it's going to show the feather. Okay? Now let's do it one more time. Have we done the delete button yet or the erase button yet? Okay, so let's go do erase real quick. Let's click on erase. When you click on erase, what picture do I want to show? Eraser. So you're going to go in here and type out eraser.png, and now it's going to switch to an up. I spelled it wrong. Will that work? No, I spelled it wrong. See how I spelled it E-R-A-S-E-D-R? Will not work. It will not identify that. Okay? But because I loaded this file into the image files, it's going to know it. Okay? And how do we erase? Oh, boy. Erasing is more difficult than what you think. The only thing I know to do is start taking like a white pen or a black pen and start wherever you erase, make it go black or something. Does that make sense? So if you click erase, you know, I know we can clear the canvas, so you just go right here and clear the canvas. Okay? If you clear the canvas, all your pen writing is going to be gone. There really is no way of going back and say, hey, I don't like that last line that I drew, and let's get rid of the last line. Does that make sense? I really don't have that ability. That's going to be more complex. Okay? Now, what does delete mean then? Okay, delete means that you don't want anything on here. So you want to clear the screen and you want to get rid of the image, so the image is going to go to quote, quote, nothing. And if the image goes to nothing, what are you going to see? And if you wanted to, we could send it to a black screen or a white screen. You guys want to do that? Hello? Erase. Should we go to a white screen, a black screen, what? White screen? Okay. So let's go to canvas dot background color. And we can set the background color to some color. So you go into colors, make a color. And does anybody know what color white is? RGB, what color is white? 000? Or is it 255, 255, 255? Here's what I know. Black is either 000 or 255, 255, 255, or white's 255, 255, and black is 0. I think white is all the colors added together. And I think black is void of any colors. Let's go guess. Are you with me? So just make this 255. All right, 255. How can I guess and check this? You think I could run my app and hit delete and see what happens? Yeah, and the screen's either going to go white or black, right? I know it's either 000 or 255, 255, 255. So let's go ahead and run your app. I have to power up my app. Okay. Did anyone try this? Does 255, 255, or you guys could Google it. Okay. You guys could Google this. RGB for white. Okay, and it'll tell you. What's the RB value for white? $255. Okay. Now let me show you this. Since we're working in GIMP here, can I guys show you this? Do you guys know you can get all the RGBs from GIMP? Can everybody look up here, please? Here's your colors, right? Here's black. That's almost black, right? Let's go to 0. What happens if you go to 0, 0, 0? What do you get? You get black, right? That's 0, 0, 0. So what's white? 255, 255, 255. You with me? This can tell you everything too. And by the way, if you're making websites, here's your HTML notation for white. RGB for white is FF, FF, FF. Okay? By the way, we used to use this a lot, this color right here. This is not the one we used. I can't remember which one we used. It had a very unique HTML. It was like, I can't remember what it was. it had a very unique color for true pink. Okay. So do you guys see how I'm using this here? Do you guys see how I'm using? I can also find out these colors here. By the way, let me show you this while we're here in GIMP. There's a color picker here. Let me show you this right here, and that's that color there. And that's the RGB value of it. So now you can color pick any color you want. There's the blue. Click right here. That's the blue, 6, 150, 213. So if you guys ever wanted to make colors that match this, you find a color you really like, okay, you can go right here. Let's say I want to make a button that matches with this little sea blue color. You go File, New, okay. Let's say you make a 30 by 30 button, okay, and this guy comes up. This guy is over here, right? And now I click over here and I roll this in, right? And now I could go make a round button, okay, and I can go get my paint can and I can fill it with that color blue. And where did I get that color blue from? The picture. You can pull up anything online, open it up in GIMP and say, hey, I like that color, and then you can use this color selector right here, this little color picker, the little drop tool. And then you just, let's say, hey, I like this pink right here. All right. So now you go to this pink. Okay, you hit OK. You go back to your GIMP. And now I want to pour my paint can in here, and now I got the pink. That's cool. You see what I'm doing? Great way to make buttons, yeah. What? Easiest way is to download it to your file, right-click on it, and say Open with GIMP. Okay? All right. So do you see how this class like incorporates GIMP into like your everyday activity? That's why I talked to my administrator and said, hey, we got to start a 6th grade class. Okay? So what's next in this app? By the way, did this work? Did this come out white? Okay, so if I run this app, connect, AI companion, scan it in. All right, so, yep. Oh, okay, so now my pen is not following my finger. Anybody notice that? I'm drawing, my pen did go, but my pen's not moving. So how do we make the pen move? Yep, the canvas coordinate stuff. So go back here, and you go back and you get your image sprite pen eraser, and you're going to set, do we want to do a move to, or do we want to do an XY? There's two ways of doing it. There is a move to in here. Okay, look for move to, bounce, move to, there it is. And then you can say go to current X. And current Y. So I want you to move to the current X, current Y. All right, let's reconnect that, rerun that. Scan in the QR code, run it. Does the feather move with the, does the feather move with it? Yeah. Looks like it's a little low. Yeah, mine's dragging very nicely. Okay. Erase, delete. That's cool. It's not really working. If I do hit delete, my eraser changes, right? But I'm not erasing, I'm still drawing. So how can we do that? So if you hit erase and you drag, you need to be erasing, right? And if you hit draw and you drag, so we have two different drag events. Are you with me? We need a counter. We need a counter. We need a counter here. This is great activity for us to learn how to do a counter. I love variables. Variables are incredibly important. So create and initialize a global variable. Okay? And I'm going to call it pen counter. No, I just call it counter. Okay? And you're going to go to your math box and initialize your counter to be 0. Okay. 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 How do we do this now? No, we need true or false. But what happens if you because if you hit a color, you got to go to, okay. So how did you do it? What's your thoughts behind that, Tatum? Right. How are you changing the pen and pencil? Press what? Okay. So what happens if you hit erase twice? But if you hit erase twice, you still want to erase. Now do you guys know why Tatum's pretty good at programming? Yeah, he didn't get anything you said. I know what you're talking about. I think we need true or false. Are you with me? We just really need true or false. So, like, if you click the eraser, then pen drawing is false. Are you with me? And then that means we want the eraser. And if you click, because I thought about doing numbers, I did, but what happens if I click, I was going to say, okay, if I click a paint color, then I'm going to add 1 to it. And if it's odd or even, but what happens if I hit red and then green? I added 1, I added another 1, and now I'm back. You with me? So I think we need counter. Okay, so let me call this pen select. Pen selection. Pen select. How about pen selection? Okay, pen selection is going to equal a logical true or false. Are you with me there? So if you hit erase, then I'm going to go to my variable and I'm going to set, this is good because this is getting into deep computer science here. This is why I love what we do. I'm going to set my pen selection to, what do you guys think, true or false? False, right? Because you're saying, hey, I don't want the pen anymore. I want the eraser. So saying no to the pen means saying yes to the eraser. Okay? So you're going to say here, this is false. Okay? Now, if you select a color, and by the way, we don't need this anymore. We're simplifying code. I love it. I love it. I want some more of it. We're simplifying code, folks. Okay, watch this. If you select any kind of a color, what should the pen selection go to? True. Copy and paste this. Copy and paste this. Copy and paste this. Okay. Ooh, do we want, oh gosh, 5 minutes left. Do we want to show them how to do a procedure today? Yeah, we could write a procedure for this. Love it. Love procedures. Okay, so let's grab all this, right? We're going to write a procedure. So, oh, and we get to do an if block, ha ha ha, which is the most common form of drawing ever. Okay? Oh, this could help us erase. Like when we erase, you don't draw. Ah ha ha. All right, so we're going to do a control if here. Why can't we have this class all day long? Okay, if I need a logic equal to. If variables, get your variable. If your pen selection is equal to which one? True or false? True. If pen selection equals true, we want to draw lines and draw circles. Are you with me? And you want this the image pen eraser picture to be a feather. Is that correct? Else, let's go to your modifier here and do an else if. Okay, I'll do an else if here so you understand it. Copy this block. Else if the pen selection is false, I don't know if I know how to erase yet. But the feather is going to go to what? Eraser.png. Okay. How do we erase? Clear the screen. Just clear the screen. Clear the screen and you're dragging an eraser. Okay. Oh, you do need this, right? You need the move to, current X, current Y to move also. That means the eraser is now moving to the current X, current Y, and you cleared the screen. Okay. That should, I don't know if I'm not actually deleting what I just had, but that's kind of hard to do. Tatum, can you figure out how to do that? How do you get rid of the lines you just did? That's hard to do. All right. So go ahead and type that in, scan that in, connect. By the way, do you guys know when you guys are watching my video, you could actually scan in my barcode and see if it runs. Okay. How much time we got left? 1 minute? Okay. Color. Erase. Okay, the eraser is erasing. Color. Okay, so mine's working. The only problem is that it came out as the eraser. So, how can we do this? So we want to start the game with the eraser loaded. There's two ways of doing this. You could hard code it here, and I could just go to feather, or I could show you a quick way to do it and go to screen 1. When screen 1 initializes, that's when your app starts. So let me add a comment here. Occurs when app begins. Okay? So then right here, all I would have to do is go ahead and say, hey, set my image to the pen, feather. We'll use a lot of screen initialize when we get into game programming because, like, you want to initialize scores, you want to start timers, right? Yeah. 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 This will be on YouTube tonight. Yeah, this is YouTube. All right. Let me go ahead and wrap up my video. 30 minutes worth of coding right there.